is there a fine line between optimism and reality? As optimists, this is an important question with which we are faced. As we ponder this very inquiry, I would like to start our search for the answer by looking at the definitions of the terms optimism, reality, and fine line. Optimism, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is the inclination to put the most favorable construction upon action and events, or to anticipate the best possible outcome. Reality, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is the quality or state of being real. Merriam-Webster Dictionary also defines fine line as a very small difference. After considering these definitions, we as logically thinking human beings would have to come to the reasonable conclusion that there is not a fine line between optimism and reality. This conclusion is particularly supported by the idea that optimism is a representative of the world's population. And according to a study done at the University of Kansas, led by Dr. Matthew Gallagher. In this study, Dr. Gallagher and his colleagues evaluated adults from over 140 countries who provided an exemplary representation of 95% of the world's population. At the conclusion of this study, 95% believed that in 5 years, their lives would be as satisfying or more satisfying than it had been 10 years prior. In essence, optimism is a part of human reality. Another reason there is not a fine line between optimism and reality is that we as humans are hardwired to be optimistic. According to an article published by Time magazine in 2011, both neuroscience and social science suggest that optimism is a part of human reality. Even when circumstances are unappealing, there's a tendency in human nature to think optimistically and look for solutions. Most couples who plan to get married do not think their marriage will be one of the 50% of marriages that fail. Moreover, individuals do not accept employment thinking one day they'll be fired. And likewise, people overestimate their likely lifespan, sometimes more than 20 years. The belief that the future is going to be better than the present and the past is known as optimism bias. Optimism bias isn't just seen in our decision-making and our estimations of our future. It can also be seen in many religions. For example, the scriptures say in Isaiah 54, verses 7 through 8, "I will forsake you for a moment, but with everlasting mercies I'll gather you together. With my wrath I'll hide my face from you for a little moment. With everlasting kindness I'll have mercy on you, says the Lord." 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 17 through 18 also declares, "For our light afflictions, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more eternal and weight of glory. While we do not look at things which are seen, but we look at things which are not seen. For things which are seen are temporary, but things which are not seen are eternal." These scriptures reference the idea of looking forward to better times, supporting the scientifically demonstrated idea that optimism is a part of us as humans. The final reason there is not a fine line between optimism and reality is that research shows that optimism has a positive effect. In an article published on positivepsychology.org, written by Fiona Parsher, it states, "Psychologists classify the population as largely optimistic and claims that some 80% of people are classified as optimistic." The article continues, "Optimism has been highlighted as an important evolutionary part of our survival." The article states that optimism is correlated with better health. Research shows that optimism has many positive outcomes, including increased life expectancy, better general health, better mental health, increased success in sports and work, better recovery rates from heart operations. The article concluded by saying, whilst optimism may be dispositional, it can indeed be learned. As such, optimism affects us positively through our mental, physical, and emotional health. Optimism is an intricate part of our human reality and is an indispensable aspect of human nature. In conclusion, there is not a fine line between optimism and reality. Rather, optimism represents our reality. A large majority of the world's population practices optimism. Moreover, optimism is a part of our psyche and religious experiment. Furthermore, optimism affects us positively in many ways and may even impact our survival as a species. Optimism is a part of our reality and has an impact upon human lives.